This is Amy Bearpaw Piper with Standing Rooted. Let's talk about subtle sense intelligence, which some would call intuitive awareness, or even psychic ability. All of us have some degree of what I call subtle sense intelligence. Like math or music, we all have some ability in this area. Some of us are more gifted and more interested in developing that gift. Mozart, for example, was highly gifted in music and even wrote concertos at 3 years old. Other people are actually tone deaf and have trouble distinguishing pitch. Still, they may truly enjoy music and benefit from listening to it. Some of us may be like Mozart in our subtle sense gifts. Like with music, everyone can benefit from subtle sense intelligence, even those who aren't especially tuned into it. Most of us are somewhere between Mozart and the tone deaf folks when it comes to our subtle sense experiences. Strong and sensitive people are especially attuned to their own subtle gifts, whether those gifts are empathic, kinesthetic, precognitive, or mediumship in nature, just to name a few. Strong and sensitive people are sensitive to the subtle aspects of our world and are strong enough to carry that sensitivity. Some scientists believe that about 20% of all people have high levels of subtle sense intelligence. They believe it's a valuable trait that informs communities of subtle levels of important information that otherwise wouldn't be known. Why then wouldn't everyone share a strong connection with this gift? Possibly because it takes a lot of energy and ability to sort through all the information and determine how to use it. If only a certain percentage of people have that gift, a community can enjoy the benefits of the knowledge, while only a few people need to specialize in mastering those skills. So imagine a family driving down the road. The child points and cries out, "Look, Mommy, a cow!" Mommy says, "Yes, baby, that's a cow. You're right." This seems like a very simple exchange. Still, a lot has just happened underneath. The child's perception has been understood, received, and validated. She knows that her views make sense and are safe to express. A few minutes later, the same child, equally excited, calls out, "Look, Mommy, there's Grandma." Mommy, feeling a bit worried and upset, or maybe even annoyed, says, "No, baby, remember that Grandma died last year. She's not really there." And the child is now confused because she sees grandmother waving and is fully aware of what feels like her presence. She may even smell the cookies Grandma used to make. But Mommy didn't seem very pleased. "Is it okay to talk about Grandma?" worries the child. She's not sure. Next, Daddy turns around and says, "Don't make up silly stories." Maybe he just misses Grandma. Maybe he's afraid of things he doesn't know about. Or maybe he received that same message when he was young, that it wasn't okay to talk about things like that. Regardless, Daddy has just unconsciously left the message that it's not okay to see or talk about certain things. The child may be left with some confusion about what reality is, because what she perceives as reality has just been called a made-up story, and Daddy was not happy about the story. She may even be left with some bad feelings about herself. She may begin to hide those kinds of experiences in the future and be left all alone to interpret them herself or even to repress them. That's not necessarily a terrible thing, but she does lose some important possibilities. She loses the opportunity to discuss this level of experience with adults who could guide her. She loses touch with potentially important signals that could bring wisdom and safety in the future. She may have begun to lose an important aspect of her self-esteem. and her sense of belonging and value in the world. The next time she experiences something that seems unusual, she may ignore it or just keep silent. Messages about what is and isn't safe to engage with and talk about are often created in just this way. And that's how this gifted child might end up ignoring knowledge and experiences she really needs. When parents send their child negative feedback about her gifts, the child begins to question herself and wonder if she's okay. If the parent is worried that the child might be crazy or troubled, the child might pick up on that and begin to wonder also. Trust in herself and in her connection with the caregivers and the teachers that she needs can be eroded, where there was an opportunity for trust to be built. It is deeply nourishing for people who are naturally attuned to subtle sense intelligence to be in relationship with that gift and with others who share it. Having denied the experiences causes the child to lose that level of connection and nourishment, not only with others, but with herself and with the world around her. All of us are affected by the important groups and traditions around us. Subtle sense children are affected in some very specific ways. Sometimes individuals or groups come to believe that subtle awareness is a bad thing because they've only known people who have used those gifts in selfish or unskilled ways. Naturally, they might confuse the gift itself with the intention and skill with which it was used. For example, someone who is inordinately strong in the physical world needs to understand how that gift of strength can be harmful and learn to restrain themselves, especially when they're angry. We don't assume that person should atrophy their muscles or cease eating healthy foods. We realize they need specific kinds of training to use their strength with knowledge, wisdom, and with care. If they're cut off from that training, chances are they'll inadvertently, or maybe even purposely, in a moment of anger, cause harm rather than harnessing their gift to serve themselves and their community well. Subtle sense gifts work in precisely the same way. When groups such as spiritual traditions and other institutions come to blindly believe that subtle gifts are dangerous, or even evil, a child may begin to wonder if she herself is also dangerous or evil. Her self-esteem can suffer, while her relationship and trust with that spiritual tradition may be damaged or broken. Again, she loses an important source of connection, of nourishment and guidance. Why would you want to develop subtle sense intelligence? What's its value? What's its purpose in the world? Being a strong and sensitive person, embracing your subtle sense gifts, means being deeply rooted and supported in exactly who you are, while your unique blends of qualities and gifts shine naturally forth and enhance your life. Empathic and kinesthetic gifts, for example, bring awareness of the thoughts, feelings, and sensations that others are having. It's easy to see, isn't it, how this gift could be valuable in creating a sense of intimate connection, of compassionate caring and genuine understanding. That helps us be close to others in fulfilling ways. It can enrich parenting, marriage, and friendships. It also contributes powerfully to professions like medicine and bodywork, like psychotherapy, research, and even various aspects of business, marketing, and finance. Another gift, called mediumship, helps us gain access to the wisdom of those who came before us. Direct knowing can bring certainty of the direction we should take at key moments. Many subtle gifts bring awareness of other people's underlying motives, which can keep us safe from the negative intentions and actions of others. For example, a child who is approached by an adult and senses that something doesn't feel quite right, if she's been trained to trust her subtle sense intelligence, she will know to avoid, to walk away from that person, to not trust them. If she's approached by the same adult, she might not notice that sense that something's off. Or she might simply deny it, even though she does notice it, and not act in accordance with it. There are many, many kinds of subtle sense intelligence, and each one has its benefits in keeping us safe, connected, and bringing wise guidance as we move through the world. Strong and sensitive people will benefit in numerous ways by learning more about these gifts and how they can be developed to promote happiness, health, and success in their working life. Parents, managers, and teachers can contribute tremendously to how well those gifts are integrated into the lives of their children, their students, and employees. I'm here to help strong and sensitive people thrive in every area of life, whether their challenges are directly related to their subtle sense gifts or not. I'm also here to help parents, teachers, and other guides help children to integrate their subtle sense wisdom into their lives to help them thrive, feel connected, and be successful in every area of life. This is Amy Bearpaw Piper with Standing Rooted. I hope you found some valuable understandings today. If you're interested in learning more about your own gifts, I invite you to participate in the Subtle Sense Intelligence Assessment. You might be really surprised at what you learn.